If you ever wondered what to prioritize in your English learning, it's listening. No, and I'm not talking about listening tests, which is what a lot of you have seen in school that helped you prepare for an exam. I'm talking about using listening as a way to supercharge your fluency and expand your vocabulary. Do you spend most of your time learning English, listening to something in English? If you do, keep watching to find out how listening more attentively can help you express yourself better, use a wider range of vocabulary when you speak English. And if you don't, this video will explain to you why, without focusing on listening, you can't expect to speak English fluently, naturally, and without making mistakes. The huge reason I was able to learn to speak English fluently, now speak naturally, and my pronunciation, my intonation are on point, and I barely make any mistake when I speak English, was because I focused so much on actively listening to everything in English repeatedly. And I'm here to tell you everything I did so you can do the same. May the force be with you. I've got a jar of dirt. Just keep swimming. Happy Hunger Games, and may the odds be ever in your favor. Or even sentences like, "Hi, my name is Chubby, nice to meet you." Or, "Where do you come from?" How can we remember these expressions without breaking up, without hesitating, thinking what the word is going to be? And how can we say them without ever making a grammar mistake? Because you've heard them so many times and you learned all of these sentences as one unit. And with that, you already know two of the most common mistakes English learners make when they're learning English. They're not listening to English or the same sentence repeatedly, and they focus on words instead of learning phrases, expressions, and sentences. And did you know that if you know what to prioritize in your English learning and you combine these two, you have the best tool in your hand to learn to speak English fluently? Hey English learner, my name is Chubby. I'm an English fluency, learning and language anxiety coach, and this is a channel for English learners who want to learn how to make vocabulary more memorable and how to speak English more comfortably, more confidently, more freely with the help of listening, which is what today's video is about, and spoken interaction. If these are topics that you are interested in and you'd like to find out more about how you can use all of these to become a fluent, confident, global English speaker, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to get the weekly updates that I share here, either short or long-form videos to help you improve your English fluency. Lost, How I Met Your Mother, Skins, Prison Break, Charmed, Grey's Anatomy, The Vampire Diaries. Just a few of the series that I kept watching and watching, sometimes multiple times in my late teens, and that was actually the breaking point in improving my fluency as well. I talk about this a lot, especially in these two videos, the importance of listening, but realizing what to prioritize in your English learning was such a relief, because I spent so many years, so much time studying grammar, completing grammar books, writing essays, trying with example sentences whenever I learned a new word, but nothing worked as effectively as active listening. And I say active listening, not just because that played a huge part in me building up my fluency in English, but also because that's the thing so many English students miss. They listen, but they don't actively listen to things in English. And I'm sure you watched a lot of movies and series as well in English, but what did you learn from them? This is something we often discuss with my students, and one of those crucial elements to their success in becoming fluent and confident English speakers inside my signature fluency program, the Proficiency Fortress, with results like this. And I want you to remember something about the way your brain works. You can't focus both on the meaning and the structure of what you hear. And too many English learners make this major mistake that they watch an entire movie with subtitles on, they enjoy the story, it's understandable, we want to understand what's going on in a movie that we are watching, but they forget that they could also use that movie as a source of language to learn from. Even a 40-minute episode of a series contains so much language, part of which you could start learning and using in your future conversations if you focus on the one thing you need to do so that you can make sure it sticks in the long term and you remember those phrases, you can use them confidently in your conversations. And it's probably the answer to what to prioritize in your English learning in 2023. Pay close attention to the dialogues. Many times what happens is that struggling English students focus so much on understanding those phrases and sentences in the dialogues that by the end of the episode, they don't remember any of the vocabulary that they could start using in conversations, missing out on a huge opportunity to say something natural that the characters used in their dialogues in the movie. And of course, you won't have to remember all the vocabulary. Your head would explode. But you can follow the exact process that I'm going to share with you that helped me sound more natural and expand my vocabulary. So here's an example for what to prioritize in your English learning in 2023. It's a process you can start using and then get gradually better at it. Grab a notebook or have your tablet ready while you're watching the movie and take notes. Pause the video whenever you find something useful to remember, either a sentence or an expression, and the focus should be on this. Useful. And here's another thing I see struggling English students do, and it could be the reason you don't know what to prioritize in your English learning. Because again, they focus so much on understanding the sentences, the dialogues, that they forget that it's not so much about what you understand. It's about what out of all the sentences and phrases and expressions that you understand, you don't use yet in your conversations, because those are the sentences you're likely to start using with more confidence if you already understand them, but you may not use them in conversations. So make sure you also focus on expressions that you might understand perfectly, but you never use them in conversations, and take notes of them. And the third step is to make sure you keep in mind those expressions in the long term. This is at the core of my program, and the reason we use movies, videos, texts, articles, and podcast episodes, because the story and what the characters say can serve as a memory that then you could use and refer back to when you want to remember the phrases in a conversation. Like, just keep swimming.
Hey, Mr. Grumpy Gills. When life gets you down, you know what you gotta do?
I don't want to know what you gotta do.
Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. What do? We swim, swim.
Dory.
Or make a mistake was something that Lily kept saying at the end of season 1 of How I Met Your Mother when she was planning to leave New York.
It's not an adventure, it's a mistake.
Okay, yes, it's a mistake. I know it's a mistake, but there are certain things in life where you know it's a mistake, but you don't really know it's a mistake, because the only way to really know it's a mistake is to make the mistake and look back and say, yep, that was a mistake. So really, the bigger mistake would be to not make the mistake, because then you go your whole life not really knowing if something is a mistake or not. And damn it, I've made no mistakes. I've done all of this, my life, my relationship, my career, mistake-free.
Oh, and the fourth step, because yes, there is a fourth step, is to overuse the newly learned expressions in any occasion, in any conversation you can, so you get used to using them with more confidence. Whether it's when you speak to yourself to practice speaking fluently, or in a future conversation with someone, whether it's on a chat app when you're trying to make friends or exchange languages, make sure you overuse the expression so you get more comfortable with it. And because you're still at the stage of practice, remember that forgetting is part of remembering, and I talk a lot about this in this video here. When you forget the word or expression, you can always use your notes, look back at them and start using them again until you get comfortable with using them. And if you'd like to see exactly what I talk about and what activities I use with my students, so you can use the videos you watch, the series and movies you love, and the podcasts you listen to as a way to improve your fluency, expand your vocabulary, and express yourself better, make sure you download my free learning guide, which is going to give you a series of activities for 30 days on a more speaking and listening based approach of learning to speak English fluently. Make sure you click the link in the description below and get a free 30-minute activity every day in the next 30 days. And let me know, did this video help you get a bit clearer on what to prioritize in your English learning? And how will you start focusing more on listening and using listening as a bank of learning opportunities? Let me know in the comments below.